Here goes. Here goes. Hello, my name is Swan Clemens, and I believe it's a good idea for high school students to work. I worked through high school. I didn't make much money. $6 an hour is about it. I think minimum wage back in the 90s was $5.15 an hour, so $6 an hour is actually pretty good. I also played sports. I played high school football and basketball. With sports practice in school, I didn't work much. A typical day for me would be wake up at 7, go to school from 8 to 3:30, sports practice from 4 to about 6, and then work from about 6 to 9. So I'd only put in about 3 hours a day for work. As a high school student, I was pretty busy. I didn't leave myself much time for extra activities, but I did learn a lot along the way. Today I want to talk about a few reasons that people give when I ask them the question of why should high school students work? And the first of which is the most common. It puts money in their pockets. Other reasons revolve around the idea that working can teach a student a few good things about responsibilities. It can teach them how to manage their time, how to budget, which I guess would be the money portion of it. It can also give the student a better idea of what they want to be in for the rest of their life. It can teach them, give them a good idea of what to study for in college. So let's start with that first one, the money one. Everyone knows that money doesn't grow on trees, and someday they're going to have to get out and earn it. So high school would be the perfect time to learn how to make money and of course spend money. I spent my money a lot on my car, junk food, fast food, a bunch of stuff I didn't need. And as StylesLair.com puts it, I was living gas tank to gas tank. By the time I graduated high school, I learned how fast that junk food and other stuff from the vending machines ate up my paycheck. So at first I found myself with no money. I had to rely on my parents, other people to help me out. Since I was in high school, I wasn't out on my own, so I could actually afford to do that. Kind of bad to say that, but parents help you out along the way. It's better to do it in high school when you have help than it is to be 4 or 5 hours away in college with no one around and you need money for gas or for the water bill. So high school is the perfect time to learn how to budget your money because you have helpers around. Managing time and being responsible came easy for me. If I wanted to work or play sports, I had to have good grades. I also had to show up on time. If I wanted to drive to school, I had to have a job. So it was kind of a big circle of life, so to speak. Through working, playing sports, and getting good grades, I learned how to budget my time. I learned to be responsible at work and show up on time so I wouldn't get fired. I also learned to do my homework and show up for practice so I could play sports. At a young age, I learned what WikiHow.com warns a student about. I learned not to take on more than I could handle, as well as the penalties that would come from falling behind. Andrea Hermit wrote a good article on Examiner.com about the question of should high school students work. She makes a good point that while the money aspect of the job is what initially makes a student want a job, the student should focus more on the work experience than the actual money. Working in the desired field, as I said earlier, would give the student a better idea or good understanding of the type of work they want to do. Let's give you an example. If a student wants to be a vet or thinks they want to be a vet, they can get a job at a veterinarian place or vet hospital and get some behind the scenes experience. And if that's actually what they want to do, then they can get some good behind the scenes valuable skills, I guess you can call it, that they wouldn't get at, say, sacking groceries. And if they decided they didn't want to be a vet, well, that would be a lot of wasted time that they don't have to waste in college for studying to be a veterinarian. As with everything, there comes a limit. The student's limit is different in every situation. Like I did in high school, I played sports, so I didn't have much time. Because of the limit, I guess. It's not for everyone. Work's not for everyone. In many situations, the student's grades are too low, and a job would just be worse. They make it worse. So the student needs to focus on the school first, and then after enough time has been passed and set aside for grades, and grades are good, I guess it'd be a good idea for the student to work. For me, I realized I didn't want to flip burgers at the grocery store or work at the grocery store for the rest of my life. I also realized I needed to make a lot more money for the things I wanted to buy. So working through high school can give the student a good idea of what's to come once they go off to college. For a recap, a quick summary, if you focus your eyes up here, work can teach students the value of money. It can teach students to manage time, and it can teach a student to be more responsible. For more study and more resources, the resources I used is 1000er.com, wikihow.com, and examiner.com. Thank you.